Nothing left, so hold on tight as the hurricane breaks defense. Stay hidden from the causes that might let go of your hands. Take me away, I'm running for my life, for my life. What's with your delay?
Welcome everybody to another episode of Hyper Ride. I'm your host Jeff, and in today's episode we've got something cool happening in my garage. I bought this nice skid plate, bash plate for the Husqvarna. It's the FC 250 skid plate. It's going to go on there and puts a little bit of armor. Especially if you're riding off-roading, this is something you really definitely don't want to do without. Some rock or some obstacles can really mess up your motor, having massive costly repairs. First, I want to give a shout out to Barry at CycleWorks in Edmonton, Alberta. Of course, CycleWorks hooked me up with this beautiful skid plate, so I just want to shout out to all the guys there. And yeah, so let's get going. This year's factory skid plate, they did come with two options for my FC 250. The first option was just a standard skid plate. This skid plate offers a little bit better protection that has side protection as well. So if you're going to land on the side or really get into some really nasty terrain, this one here offers a little bit more protection in the way of side plates. It's a pretty thick made of aluminum, pretty strong. This is going to take a lot of brush scrapes and everything else. It's got a cool little Husqvarna metal stamp in there for their emblem, which adds to a nice clean look. Obviously matches your bike. This is probably going to be the easiest modification you can do. Just a simple set of wrenches or socket set, and this baby will go on in a little bit. We're going to jump on the bike and we're going to do a quick install for those that have never installed a skid plate or a bash plate, however you want to call it. And yeah, we'll get that going as an FYI, a little bit of a project in the Hyper Ride garage. So it comes with obviously the main part, which is your skid plate. It also comes with the brackets. These two little hook brackets are going to go mounting on the front of the plate, and this one here is going to be towards the rear of the plate. What it also has is a rubber gasket here that goes around inside the plate just to cut down on any vibration, metal to metal contact that might be made. So in that case, what we're going to show is how to measure it, make sure it's on in the proper area. Going to clean it up, mount it, and then throw the plate on it, and then yeah, definitely we'll be ready to rock on the rocks. So yeah, definitely we'll get that done. If you're new to the channel, hope you're welcome here. There's quite a bit happening in the next little while, so we just want to say thank you. But like to every viewer, new and old, just message me if you want a cool Hyper Ride decal. So you can sport one of these on your helmet, on your bike, whatever it takes. Just send me a message and they're free, and I'll throw a few in the mail for you with a thank you letter from Hyper Ride. So yeah guys, let's get this channel going. But for now, let's get this bad boy mounted and we'll go and kick some dirt this weekend. Stay tuned. Okay everybody, we're back and we're going to show you how to mount this. So basically just kind of measure it up. It kind of goes a little bit funky, so you can do it in a couple of ways. I'm going to cut this into two sections. Again, we don't need to really make it do the whole thing, but we definitely want to have it in a couple of areas where it will take the damping. So just measure it and then cut. Measure twice, cut once, and I'll throw that over there. And you want to have a nice quality, clean adhesion. So make sure you press it down. It's pretty good, so it'll basically seal up right away. You don't have to wait for it to dry or anything like that. Just make sure the mounting surfaces are clean. That's one thing glues don't like, is they don't like dirt, and if it's clean, it's not going to work. So anything with adhesives, they do want to make sure that it's in good shape. So I measure, they're both the same size, so I basically just have it where you can kind of measure the other side and it'll be close to the same. Again, this doesn't need to be 100% accurate, just as long as it's placed in the right spot to dampen any vibration that this will have when it's mounted. And there we go. So as I just noticed now, they are placed in a bit of a different area, which is fine. That'll do most of it. Now for this area here, I think I'm going to be going into 2 different cuts as well. I'm going to, that should work out fine. Okay, just play with it. You can be as precise as you want or as general as you want. But overall, you kind of want to make sure that it does match. And then the last one will go up there. I'm just going to cut a little bit of it off. Not too much. And then the same one with the next one. So, there we go. So it follows the next. I'm sure somebody who does this a lot can actually do a better job. And I'm going to experiment with that. I'm going to, like this. Probably, again, just add a little bit for the curve, like that, and like that. So I'm going to add a little bit extra. If you aren't too sure what you can do, is actually start off at one end and then see where it'll go, because you can always cut off the tailing end rather than this one. So let me see if I can do a better job than that side. Okay, so go down, start to turn. Okay, this one's a little bit of a more of an S. Okay, that's fine. That should work out well, actually. So, see how much I got a little bit left over? Not a big deal, because it's on the overhang. I can just cut it and forget it. I can even add this one here to the top of it. So, basically that's it. The dampener is all installed. So again, if I had to do this another time, it would go a lot smoother. So let's jump under the bike and start fiddling around with the clamps. I got the ratchet already, which is going to be an 8 mil. I already pre-measured the bolts. So basically it's just very simple. You just put it on and righties, tighties, lefties, loosies. So let's go underneath there and finish the job. Okay everybody, I did a test fit and found out the perfect way to install the skid plates. It's the easiest installation you can do on the bike. In my opinion, I haven't done much, but I don't think it can get any easier than this. So again, we got an 8mm socket and ratchet. So the best thing to do is put the bottom bracket on first before installing it on the bike, because then you won't be fighting with it and it won't be moving on it, and it'll be easier to adjust. So the only 2 other adjustments that you'll do later on is the hooks in the front. And yeah, so we're going to go and do that now. I will show you how to do that and go from there. So, let me see. Okay, so the idea is to install this bracket first while it's on the bench. So flip it upside down, and then you're going to hook it up like this. Once that goes on there, then it's going to be sliding on the bike a lot easier once we get underneath there. So the idea is just to flip it up and start the screws in there. Really can't see on the angle, but I'll show you when it's done. There we go. I would recommend that you obviously hand tighten them first. Just get about 4 or 5 threads in there. This way there's no chance of cross threading. I wouldn't necessarily use Loctite, just because you will have to take this off when it comes time for an oil change. So that's the bottom bracket on. Again, everything on the bottom of it will just have the screws attachment on it. So then after, I'm going to tighten them up. Started first. Then once we're done this, then we can go and hop on to the underneath the bike and then do the rest of it. And then I'll show you how easy it will be once you do it. If you don't put this bottom bracket on, or the back bracket first, it's just going to be a lot more time consuming underneath the bike. You got to fight with it. Another option that'll make this easier to do is if you get like a bottle jack or a scissor jack or something to keep it up in place. That would make this job go a little bit easier. So now that we've got the bottom bracket attached, as you can see, there's the front part and there's the back part. Now that we got that hooked up, we'll be able to go underneath it and finish up the rest of it, which won't take long at all. So let's jump under the bike and finish the rest. Okay everybody, once I'm underneath the bike here, you grab the skid plate again on the back side and you can just hook it in. So you have to put it on the bottom, it fits like that, and then all you have to do is now slide it up like that, okay, and it'll work out well. So try to get it to line up on the rubber seals. There we go, that's almost centered. Again, once you go like this, that's perfect. Now, again, this is where the bottle jack would come up handy if you had it, but it's not 100% necessary. So you grab one of the hook clips like this, put it inside where the frame rail is, oops, and it drops. So again, like I said, if you had a jack, you can have two free hands. This one here is going to be a little bit of a trick. It's not going to be impossible. It's just going to be a little bit tricky to line things up. You want everything to fit loose first. Okay, that made a difference. So instead of tightening these up, loosen them up a bit so you got a little bit more play with the system here. You can go in once everything's all nice and tight. I can go in and retighten these. I'm going to loosen them up a little bit more. There we go. So I get a little bit more play here. And then this one I can do a little bit more hand tightening up. Again, when you're going to do an oil change, you can loosen this up, swing this down. Drain plug is at the bottom there. That'll help out a lot more. So it's just getting to know your machine a lot better. With this one here, again, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go in there and you're going to line it. Now that it's mounted in 3 places, this is going to go by a lot quicker. Okay, see, that's it. So everything's on the frame, it's all in. Now all I'm doing is tightening up. So I'll start with this. It'll help if you have a bigger ratchet, a little bit more power, but then again, you might not want to strip it. So give it a really good tight. Come in here and again, give it so it's snug and then a little bit tighter like that. Back up here. There we go. This is a little loose for the ratchet to go, so it won't ratchet out, but once I get to a point of it, it'll work. Getting there, okay, and nice and tight. And then the last one, just 4 to do, not a big deal. Again, give it a twist. Oop, slipped off for a bit, it's not good. And give it a nice good tight. She's on. So guys, there you go. That's all that it is to put a skid plate on a 2014 Husqvarna FC 250. And that's the job you did. So as you can tell, it's in pretty good shape. Two top bolts, 2 bottom bolts, hooks up in there, and then you'll see the hooks. I'm not sure if you can see that. Try a little bit better. And those are the brackets that hold it on there. Again, armor is very important once you're taking it out of the trails especially. The Husqvarna one, the splash plate, Offers a really nice design, obviously built for the bike, and should offer really good protection for enduro riding. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe if you want to see more, a little bit of how-tos. Not really a bike mechanic, so that's not my forte, but I can do a little bit of maintenance and stuff like that. So guys, thanks very much, and we will catch you on the next episode. Take care for now.